This past week, Obama announced that he was considering assassinating a US citizen in Pakistan, supposedly because this individual is suspected of terrorism. Doesn't that strike you as a bit odd? Why on earth would they announce something like that? Why would they publicize their lawlessness, opening up a potential public relations disaster, and giving the assassination target a chance to escape? I'll tell you why. Because the real target of this stunt isn't some man living in a foreign country that may or may not have contemplated committing a crime. The real target is you. We've been conditioned to weigh the value of the lives of people in distant lands with a different scale than we measure our own, especially when those people seem very different from us. So it may have never punched you in the gut when you heard of civilians being killed in drone strikes, even when it was revealed that 50 civilian non-combatants are killed for every one so-called militant in Obama's drone program. Those weren't Americans, so it made it easier to put the reality of those numbers aside and to put your attention back on much more important issues, like Justin Bieber's recent arrest. Yeah, I know, like, what was he thinking? You don't tell the cops you've been smoking weed. Jeez. However, to kill an American citizen overseas without a trial, without even a semblance of due process, that's psychologically different, even if it is morally indistinguishable. 50 years ago, such talk would have sent shockwaves through the nation. It would have been interpreted as a constitutional crisis and an existential threat. But today, it's just a minor blip in a weekly news cycle. Why? Because the American people have been gradually conditioned to accept a new paradigm. A paradigm in which a single man in a position of power can issue death sentences on a whim. A paradigm in which those who wrap themselves in the mantle of government are above the law and act accordingly. The power to kill or imprison without due process, the power to rule by edict, to sidestep and ignore the Constitution, these are the powers of a king. The ruling class is attempting to establish the cultural context for a modern monarchy, a dictatorship with the superficial trappings of a democratic system. I say the cultural context because this all depends on the acquiescence and participation of the population. This announcement by Obama is the perfect example of the method they have been using to psychologically condition the people. What they're doing here is getting you used to hearing about suspects being murdered in the field without a trial. And this isn't the first time they've done this. Remember the drone strike that Obama ordered that killed the American citizens Anwar al-Awlaki and his 16-year-old son? Oh wait, I forgot, their skin is brown and they have funny sounding names. They don't count. Well, I've got news for you. They do count. Because if you're willing to look the other way and rationalize the extrajudicial murders of those you have a hard time relating to, that sets precedent. And precedent is much more than a legal concept. It's a psychological principle. And that principle will enable the next president to pick up where Obama leaves off and to stretch those new powers even farther. Just like Obama expanded upon the abuses pioneered by the Bush administration. These publicized assassinations of US citizens living in other countries are test balloons. If the people accept this as a new normal, then it's only a matter of time until we start hearing about targeted assassinations being carried out domestically. And it's only a matter of time till the definition of a terrorist becomes stretched to accommodate political dissidents of all flavors. That's what states do with this kind of power. That unnamed American citizen targeted for assassination in Pakistan is you. It's the future we are handing down to our children. It's the essence of our very way of life, the most basic protections that we have come to take for granted. That's what's really in the crosshairs, and all they need from you is your silence. If you recognize just how dangerous this trend of extrajudicial assassinations really is, and if you're willing to speak out, there's a link below which will give you a simple starting point. This video is non-commercial. If you have permission to download it, you can upload it to your own channel, or you can put it on DVD and pass it out on the streets. If you'd like to support our work, we have a donate button on our website, stormcloudsgathering.com. And if you'd like more videos like this, you can sign up for email updates on our website and look us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Also be sure to check out our new website, scgnews.com, for more news updates.